Hello. Hello. I am Alisha Richard and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the ultimate place if you want to talk about sister locks and how to maintain your sister locks on your journey. So if you are here for the first time, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss out on any more amazing content like this. In today's video, I will be talking all about why you should don't tell nobody. Okay. So I want to talk about how it is so important for you really just to keep your lock journey, like before you get your locks, a secret, because everybody's not going to be ready to hear it, right? I'll talk about a lot of the things that I've heard before I got my locks. And if you heard any of these things, then I want you to leave a comment below to let me know if you heard some of these comments when it comes to your own specific lock journey. So the reason why you should keep your lock journey and what you're going to do with your hair kind of like a tip-top secret is because everybody does not have your best interest in mind. Everybody's not going to be in agreement with what you should do with your hair. And a lot of times before you get the green light, you oftentimes may get the red light. And that's only because the average, the average woman or the average African-American woman or whatever you want to call it, does not particularly understand the journey and knows what it takes to actually get the locks. So here are some of the top things that I have heard when I was thinking about getting my sister locks, right? Of course, you would always do the research on YouTube to see what others have to say. However, there's three common things that I've always seen people say and have heard people said when I was on my lock journey. So I do have my handy dandy iPad here and we are just going to hop right on in. So the first thing is when I told people that I wanted to get sister locks, they was like, number one, girl, I don't know if I could sit that long. Okay, so when it comes to sitting long, sitting for an amount of time to actually get your locks installed, yes, you are going to have to sit because the time frame is really based on your loctician, how long they have been doing and installing sister locks. It also depends on how many breaks that you take. It depends on so many different factors, right? It depends on what times you arrive. For me, I arrived at like 5:30 in the morning and I left maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock that afternoon. So when it comes to sitting that long, I will honestly say that sitting for an extended amount of time means that you can bond with your loctician. So when someone say, well, I don't know if I can sit that long. Well, here are some activities that you could do while you sit. Now, when I was going through my locking process, it took me 2 days. And it took her maybe about 17 to 20 hours. However, that was 7 years ago. So I am 7 years within my lock journey. I actually got my locks on my 30th birthday and I'm about to be 37. But anyway, so when it comes to sitting down, I would say have questions that you want to ask your loctician. This is a time for you to bond with a person who is actually you're going to be spending the most time with. How many times have you sat 20 hours or 14 hours with a loved one, like straight? You know what I'm saying? So look at it as a time to ask questions. You may ask questions about your locks, how to maintain your locks, how to keep up with your locks. You even may want to know additional information about your loctician. So I would say use that time to bond with your loctician. Another thing, while you are sitting down for your lock installation, I would say to have a good book. Listen to a good audio book. There's plenty of books that are like 3 hours or 4 hours that you could really just listen to and really just enjoy the time that you are there. When we are talking about sitting down that long, I would also say think about looking at a series or reading a book. There are so many activities that you can do while you are sitting down and getting your hair locked. So do not get intimidated by someone who says, oh, I don't know if I can sit down that long. Well, yes, you can. Because if you really think about the times that you actually sat when you got your block braids, like block braids take a long time. And especially now with a lot of people having block braids that go like all the way down to their hips, like those styles take a long time. So if you really put all the time together, you have really been sitting a long time. So don't take it negatively about sitting long and investing in yourself and really just having that bonding time. A good book or a Netflix series or even listening to good music is definitely a good way to make the time go by faster. So do not let anybody make you feel bad about sitting down for a long time to get your locks, because I promise it is so worth it. All right. The next thing that people will tell you, and this is why you should just sometimes keep it a secret, unless you are talking to someone that already has Sisterlocks and they understand the journey. Okay. So the next thing that someone is going to say, oh my gosh, that is too much money. And you will hear this so often, especially if you decide to tell your spouse or, you know, someone, not to say someone who's an El Cheapo, but a lot of times people do not invest, or people do invest, but it depends on what type of styles they want. You know what I'm saying? So I would say for someone that says, oh, that costs too much money. Well, look at where your money is going anyway, right? If you look at the styles that you have, if you have weaves all the time, if you have crochets all the time, if you are continuing to go to the weave store all of the time, you are investing your money into something. Why not invest your money into your hair? So a lot of times when I got my Sisterlocks done, I think mine cost at least between like $800 or $900, but that was that was 7 years ago. So the prices right now are not even the same as it is today versus what it was a long time ago, unless you get somebody who's just starting. So do not let the price hinder you from getting what you actually want, because people are going to tell you, girl, that costs too much money. Oh, you're going to sit down all that long time and then you go pay all of that money. Who you going to? What they doing to your hair? What's the process of it? And you're like, geez, can I just be great? Like, can I just be great? So the thing about it is, do not let anybody discourage you about the price. And then when they talk about the price, they're also going to tell you about alternative locks that you could get that may not cost that much. Now, I know that not only do I do locks as well, but I also talk to a lot of people that actually do locks, like Sisterlocks as well. And what the majority of the stylists have said, and this is to throw like no shade or nothing at nobody, because to each its own, okay? But from the reviews and everything that I have heard people say, that Sisterlocks is the best style. Not the micro locks, not the twisted locks, not the braided locks. None of those, okay? Because the reason why they say that Sisterlocks is the best system to have is because you can go on a website, you can find a trainee or a loctician that has actually went to the training classes. You can see people's work if they are posting their work. So I would say it's easier to find someone with Sisterlocks than it would be to find someone else. Of course, Instagram and all those other social media platforms, you know, they have people that do the locks. However, I've heard, right, and I've also seen as well, being that I do have clients as well for Sisterlocks and micro locks too. But with that being said, I would say that the best investment, because even when I have talked to people that say that they have micro locks, they will oftentimes say that they wish they would have just go ahead and get the Sisterlocks. So I would say do not be afraid of the money, because your money is going to go somewhere. It's going to go to Amazon. It might go to Shein. It might go to Temu. I don't know, wherever you shop. Your money might go to the fast food restaurants or something. I don't know. But your money is going somewhere. And for me, I feel like the best investment is in yourself. So invest invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to invest in your hair, because your hair is your glory. Your hair is your crown. Your hair is a part of who you are. So don't be intimidated by the price. If someone gives you a price to say, this is how much my Sisterlocks cost to install them, make sure that that is someone that you could trust to do your hair. Make sure that you have seen their work, and make sure that there is somewhere where you could validate or talk to someone that you know that they may have, whose hair they may have styled. So you do want to ask these questions, do a little research to make sure that whoever you're going with is so knowledgeable. The next thing that people always says is, oh my gosh, I don't know, because I like to change my hair up too much. I don't know how many times have I heard this over and over and over and over again, with so many beautiful women telling me that they like to change their hairstyles up. Well, to be honest, I like to change my hairstyles up too. So the way that I like to look at it is, the Sisterlock system is something where your hair is locked, yes, but there's a lot of versatility when it comes to your locks. So I would say that you can change your hair up. You could put your hair in buns. You can put your hair in braids. You could do a braid out, a twist out. The only thing that I don't do to my hair is actually put weave in my hair. And that's because I don't see the need to put weave in my hair, especially after you have invested so much over time in your hair. Weave, why? You know what I'm saying? So with me, it is like, this is like $12,000 a year if I add everything up. So what I would say, or a little bit more, almost $13,000 a year just for my hair, because of me going every 4 weeks. So I would say that this is an investment. This is something I'm glad that I did. And I'm glad that I didn't listen to everybody when I was telling them, hey, this is how I want my hair. And when the people would be like, oh, you sit down that long, I want to change my hair. All of these things are the main 3 things that you will hear all the time on your journey. So when you do get your Sisterlocks, when you do decide to invest in your hair, I want you to take pride into your hair, to take pride in the choice that you have done. Because for one, a lot of women aren't brave enough to get their hair locked, because they're so afraid of what others are going to say, right? They're so afraid. A lot of people say, well, I don't know if my hair, this is number 4. Well, my hair is very thin, or, my hair is thinned out. Well, there are ways that you could talk to your loctician where they can help you with some of those things. So I would say, if this is a choice that you want to make, do not let anybody stop or deter you from making that decision, because it's your hair, right? It's your hair. It's what you want to do with your hair. So those are some of the top 3 things, and the bonus one, the number 4 things that I have heard so many people say when it comes to their lock journey as to why they may not get their locks. Or when they approach you, they may ask you some of these questions. And these are the top things that I've heard all the time. So if you have heard any of these things, then just leave a comment below and let me know if you heard these things before. Last but not least, let me adjust my thing. Last but not least, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on any amazing content when it comes to Sisterlocks. And again, I am Alisha Richard. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.